And you can see behind me, it's still a very active scene, and actually all of the staff and students' cars are still in the parking lot as of right now, and investigators are still looking into things. Now, what they know right now is that the suspect in question is a 15-year-old boy, and officials say that the gun used yesterday was actually purchased by his father less than a week ago. Take a look at what we have now. Right before 1 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon, hundreds of 911 calls came in, reporting an active shooter at Oxford High School.
Police everywhere, people running.
Law enforcement rushed to the scene to find almost a dozen people shot, 8 injured and sent to a nearby hospital, and 3 shot dead.
14-year-old female who's in critical condition with chest and neck gunshot wounds, and she's currently on a ventilator after surgery.
Officials say within minutes of the first 911 call, a 15-year-old boy who was a sophomore at the high school surrendered himself.
They recovered a handgun from the suspect. The suspect fired multiple shots. There's multiple victims.
The school was evacuated shortly after his arrest, and students like Trayshawn Bryant tell officials they're not surprised by this happening, as multiple threats of a possible shooting were made on social media.
I heard people say, like, we're going to shoot up the school this day, Friday. I didn't want to go to school because I knew something like this was going to happen, but I just couldn't put my finger around it.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer also arrived on the scene, calling it every parent's nightmare.
My heart goes out to the families. This is an unimaginable tragedy.
Officials say the school will be closed for the rest of the week as they continue to investigate and find a possible motive.
No, this car has gotten me through everything.
For many, our car is what gets us around. But last year, young black entrepreneur Tamara McCollum says her car became her everything.
And so I had fell on hard times, and I had to sleep in my car in the cold of winter.
But shortly before that, McCollum began making smoothies out of her kitchen and shared that business journey online with other young entrepreneurs.
A lot of people told me that, you know, they looked up to me and that they wanted to do what I did, but I didn't want people to feel like, oh, it's all, you know, sunshine and rainbows.
With no kitchen of her own to make smoothies, her business was at a halt. Promising to stay true to those watching, she made a TikTok video explaining her situation, a video that went viral.
It's been a wild year, but I'm so grateful for everybody who helped me during this time.
I decided to share my story in hopes that it would be inspirational to others. Starting a business is fun, but, you know, you have to be prepared.
And the community didn't waste any time lending a helping hand.
It was like overwhelming amount of love and support. A lot of people offered me to use their kitchen to make smoothies.
And with that help, she was able to make smoothies again.
And I would drive around Lansing from like morning to night just selling smoothies out of the back of my trunk. People wanted to support me. They didn't want me to be in a bad position. They saw what I was trying to do. They saw that I was trying to be a young black female entrepreneur.
And with those sales, she was able to obtain a business license for Smoothie Queen. This allowed her to rent out an industrial kitchen in Lansing to fulfill mobile orders through an online service. And followed by this, she was finally able to get a new place called home.
I'm just so extremely grateful. Don't give up. Everybody has their season. Stay focused on what you're doing.
As for now, online orders keep her busy, but she does have a 2-year plan of opening up her own place in the city that helped her off her feet. Here for you in Lansing, Michael Thomas, 6 News. Hand washing and mask wearing, 2 of the biggest things 7-year-old Mackenzie of Lansing highlighted in her newly published book.
The book is mostly about how coronavirus started affecting my life.
Last March, when things began shutting down and health mandates from Governor Whitmer rolled out, like many children, she didn't understand some things.
Social distance and
follow the rules.
And follow the rules and make sure everybody stays safe.
Her parents explained to her the importance of the governor's health mandates and COVID, or as Kenzie likes to call it, Big Gretch's rules. And after, she wanted to share that knowledge.
We started in August.
So I think I look at it like a team effort. It was all of us. Just Mackenzie just spilling her mind out on how she was feeling about the coronavirus.
And through the eyes of Kenzie, it talks about everything from Zoom school to graduating kindergarten during a pandemic. And publishing a book at 7 years old is something her parents say they couldn't be more proud of.
It's still unbelievable, actually, just to know that this is actually done and it's created And she's actually an author now, like you said, at 7 years old.
And while she may not always enjoy some of the mandates, she understands and knows the importance of them.
I want to go back to school every day. I can even go to school in weekends.
But for now, Kenzie says she's all about following the rules and helping save lives. Here for you in Lansing, Michael Thomas, 6 News.